Hello, this is Dodie from Deliberate Aging. Welcome to my podcast. Has anyone else ever had this experience? You meet someone on social media, never met them physically in person, but you immediately connect, and you know that if you happen to have met them in person, that you would have become best friends. Well, for me, that person is Tami Edwards, and I am so excited to have her on today's show as a guest. So Tami, thank you for joining me today. Let's start with, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and if you feel comfortable, let us know how old you are.
I am very comfortable. Okay, so I am Tami Edwards. I live in Central Arkansas. I have lived here my entire 58 years. I just turned 58 on the 15th of June. I am a retired educator. I was a teacher and then instructional facilitator, assistant principal, and then principal of an elementary school. I've done that for a 34-year career and actually just retired last June. So been retired. I say retired. I actually have an online business that I absolutely love. It was the reason I was able to retire a little early at 57. And it has been fantastic. So now I get the retired life with the little extra income and all the flexibility that goes with that. But my husband and I are married. He was the high school principal here in our town, and we have 4 boys between us. They're all grown, so we are empty nesters. And 2 are married, 2 are not, and we do not have any grandkids, which I won't say I'm happy about. I'm very hopeful at some point that we will get to have grandkids and add that to our just joy in life. That's one of the things that we look forward to.
So you mentioned your online business, and I have to say I'm fascinated with this for 2 reasons. Number one, you seem to have found a really great work-life balance. And number 2, it seems to me that you're helping, well, mostly women, but people in general, just to age better. So can you tell us a little bit more
100%.
about that?
Oh, I would love to. Oh my gosh, I would love to. So I am partnered with a 40-year-old debt-free company. It's called New Skin, and we specialize in, it's mostly skincare devices. We have 2 of the #1 skincare devices in the world, which I would love to share about if we had time for that. And then, but it's also a whole line of health and wellness that are nutraceuticals, I'm sorry, and health supplements that are all plant-based. The motto of New Skin, whether it's skincare or these supplements, are all of the good, none of the bad. So it's plant-based ingredients that obviously I think at this point in time, most of us are concerned about. But it's been wonderful. I actually had started using some of the products about, let me see, 6 years ago. And it was one of those things I tried, like our whitening toothpaste, for example. And well, it worked. It was one of those things I tried a bajillion other things and had spent an embarrassing amount of money and nothing worked because my teeth were really sensitive. So I tried this tube of toothpaste and it worked and it didn't hurt my teeth. So then I was like, well, I'm going to try another product, and then I'm going to try another product. And then for Christmas, my husband bought me our Lumi Spa, which is our facial cleaning device. It's the #1 cleaning device in the world. And that was kind of a game changer for me. That's when I say I sort of drank the Kool-Aid, because it made such a difference in my skin, how my skin looked and felt. So I kind of slowly switched over from the skincare products that I'd been using to New Skin products until I had a pretty long list. And I also started taking like their liquid collagen and our new biome, our gut drink, started taking some of the other supplements. And I was like this new woman. It was just amazing. So when they asked me to join the company, I first told my friend Honey, no, her name is Honey, and she is my good friend. We actually taught Jazzercise together like 15 years ago, which is funny. But I told her no. I was a little nervous about, social media, online stuff at my age, and being an educator, we're kind of encouraged to be off of social media. But I finally decided, you know what, if I can make a little extra money, get my nails done, pay for my house cleaner, and then obviously now this long list of products that I can't live without, I can get at a wholesale cost, then sure, why not? I'll try it.
Hmm.
So I jumped in and just loved it, absolutely loved it. Started making a substantial little income right away, and was able to retire within a year. Earn a couple of free trips. We have two all expense paid trips that you can earn a year, and we earned one to Riviera Maya, and then we earned one to Whistler, Canada last fall.
Sounds great. So I will, be honest here. I'm a customer of yours, obviously. And one of
Yes.
the things that I love about you are your posts on social media. So I have a couple of examples. You posted something a few days ago about how you were really excited to have your iced coffee in the morning and the little gadget that you used to make it wasn't working
Broke.
right. So you started to get annoyed. Then you kind of took a step back and pivoted. So tell us about that shift in attitude.
Well, I don't know, just being an educator, being a principal, we even did this little morning broadcast every morning for our students. And it's so important to me to just be a source of joy, a source of positivity. Positivity. Life is just hard, it really is. And so to just stop and think about what's important and try to find that joyful, not that it's all sunshine and roses. That's not what I mean. I'm a realist, but at the same time, there is always a bright side. My granny used to say, there's always a silver lining. There's always a silver lining. You just have to look for it. You just have to find it. So that's just important to me as a character trait and as a part of my personality to be a positive person, be someone who's going to make someone's life a little better instead of somehow suck the life out of them and bring them down. Because we all know people like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So I'll give another example of a social media post that I loved. This one was, again, from earlier this week, I believe. You were showing a video of your arm workout, and you said the reason you work out your arms was not so that your arms look sculpted and toned, but to be able to carry your shopping, to carry your margarita pitcher, which made me laugh. It's more like
Yeah.
functional fitness.
Yes. Well, and fitness is a huge, it's something that's very important to me. I mentioned that I taught jazzercise. I was a certified jazzercise instructor, played sports in high school, that sort of thing. Now, I will be honest, Jody, like people would see me now and not know that really my entire life, my vice in life has been weight loss and honestly healthy weight maintenance, honestly. But that's just something that I've always struggled with and dealt with. Really, the last probably 15 years, it's been much easier. Maybe just, I don't know, as we age or getting into that routine. But I've always felt like fitness was important. And there was another reel that I did. It's been several months ago, but it talked about how working out to me really is about aging, functional aging. I want to be able to do all the things with my grandkids someday. I want to be able to, be up and down. I don't want someone to have to help me off the toilet. I want to be strong enough and fit enough that I can live a long and happy life, despite the cliche, just by being in the physical condition that I need to be in to do that. So, and I just love a good sense of humor. My husband has the funniest quick wit that I love about him. Mine's not so quick, but I do just love adding a little bit of humor to life. Because again, life is hard. We might as well be laughing, right?
Yeah, yeah. So another comment on a post that you made, since you mentioned your husband, sounds like he is quite the chef. And you posted about how he made you this fabulous steak dinner, and 1 hour later, you were combing through the pantry looking for a snack.
Yes. Yes. Well, like I said, this has been my vice in life my whole life. But we do have this new product out I'm super excited about. I hope it's okay to share.
Yeah, sure.
It's kind of a carb blocker. And so I, for one, knowing this has kind of been something I've faced my whole life, I know I'm not the only woman who does. And then as I went through menopause and all of those things kind of were truly exacerbated, I gained 20 pounds during menopause, literally, Dodie, I'm not exaggerating. While I was counting I mean, 1,200 calories a day and working out every day and slowly watching the scales go up 23 pounds. So that was so frustrating for me. So I did see a hormone specialist and got some things in check. Was able to help get that weight off, but just those cravings, those spikes and crashes in it's all about how our body processes carbs and insulin levels and glucose and all that, keeping that levelized. And this new product is about to do that. So that was a post where I was being very transparent about, yes, I may look like I'm at this great healthy weight and I feel good about that right now, but I still struggle with those cravings and those urges and wanting to, eat when I'm not hungry or snack. And so I'm really hoping this new product will just help us with that.
Mm. So it sounds like you're very mindful of what the signals that your body is telling you and you respond appropriately. So can you tell us what you actually do to stay in shape and healthy?
We really try hard to follow what I call an 80-20 rule, which is um, I work out 80% of the time. I try to work out, 4 to 5 days a week. We try to eat very well, consciously, intentionally, high protein, low carb, healthy fruits and vegetables kind of thing, 80% of the time, and then not feel like it's so staunchly rigid that you're missing out on life. We go to dinner and have whatever we would want. I really, really try hard to, I spent a lot of years not listening to body cues for like hunger and fullness, a lot of years. And so, despite making healthy choices in what I eat or in working out every day, and I'll tell you about my workout here in just a second, but I really try to pay more attention to when I start feeling full, I need to just stop, not try to push past that. I feel like our body has those internal triggers, but we've kind of unplugged them. You know what I mean?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Um, so, and then I do work out pretty much every day, but it's nothing like I work out at home upstairs in our bonus room, literally 30 minutes. Like I check that workout ring, and when that 30 minutes is done and that exercise ring closes, I'm like, okay, I'm out. Um, I just try to write down like 6 or 8 exercises that I'm going to do that day, or sometimes 8 to 10. It depends on what the exercise might be. I try to do one day that would be like upper body, one day that would be lower, glutes and um, booty work and leg work, and then one day that's abs. And I'll pick out a list of exercises and then I'll do 3 sets of 10 and that's it. I do try to slowly increase my weight. There are some weights that I can do 25, lifting. There's some that I can't. I have to go back down to 15. But I started at, years ago, I started at 5 weights. We were doing Jazzercise and it includes it's kind of a dance, aerobic dance type, exercises set to music. And I started with 5 pounds, I remember, and it like killed me. And then slowly went up to 8 and then to 10. And when I started this at home, I was using mostly 10. And then, gradually went up to 15. And there are some exercises I can do with 25. So I think lifting heavy is important for what we talked about earlier, to be functionally strong.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do those 3 sets of 10 and then 30 minutes, I'm done. So my mindset behind that is if I thought I was going to have to work out for even the number in my head, 45 minutes to an hour, even though that's not that much longer, if I thought I had to do that every day, I know I would procrastinate and put it up and probably never get upstairs. But there are days when I don't feel like working out and I think it's just 30 minutes. You can do anything for 30 minutes. Just go do something. Just go do something. And I march my little hiney upstairs and I will do something. I'll turn on, my exercise app with my watch and just do something. And then usually what happens is as you get started and get going, then yes, you can push yourself a little further, but literally 30 minutes and that's it. And I think being consistent with that has paid off much more than if I was trying to do an hour 3 times a week.
I love that. So it sounds like you're really in tune with what your body wants to do. Like you have that 30-minute time limit, and you know that like your body, your brain is going to just revolt if you
Yes.
drive for 45 minutes. So you found the place that makes you happy that you can consistently do it, which is really important.
Yes, and I do, because I do think consistency is more important.
Hmm.
And I don't, it's just a little mind trick, mind over matter, I guess, just a little mind trick when you can say, you can do 30 minutes. You get up there and do something.
Hmm. Yep. Yep. So as we age, what changes have you noticed in your body and even your mind as you've gotten older, and how have you kind of reacted to that?
Mm. Well, gosh, I feel wiser. I'm not one of those people that I still feel 35. I really do. My oldest son is 35, and that really blows my mind. How can your oldest child be the same age that you feel in your mind?
Mm.
Um, but we do change, as for one thing, your body composition shifts after you have kids. And so even if the scales were to stay the same or you were to be fit, I feel like it doesn't, clothes don't fit the same, like your body shifts. Um, and I feel like mentally, hopefully those experiences that you've gained through life make you wise enough that you're, for me, less worried about maybe what people think of me. I've always been just kind of a people pleaser. Not so much to change who I am, so much as I just want everybody to be happy, kind of that peacemaker. I just want everyone to be happy. But part of that comes with when you're trying to make sure everybody's happy, which is impossible. You do sometimes um, don't do what's best for you always. Does that make sense?
Hmm. Totally.
So as we age, you kind of care less about that and more about doing the right thing. That's really important to me. Are you familiar with the Enneagram at all, Dodie?
No.
Okay, there are a bajillion, different types of personality tests, but the Enneagram for me was one that was really kind of life changing, helped me understand my personality so much, why I react to things the way I do, how I interact the way I do with other people. But I am a strong Enneagram 1. They're listed by numbers, but the premise behind an Enneagram 1, kind of a perfectionist, um, very, very strong work ethic, likes things to be done. I like things tidy. I like things organized. But this idea of let's just do the right thing, it runs very strong in me. And so that can display itself in a lot of ways, but it's become less about doing the right thing because it's going to please other people as I've gotten older, and doing the right thing because either it's just right or it's right for me and for my family. I hope that makes
Yep.
sense.
Yeah, it totally does. So, along the same route, what has been your biggest challenge in your quest to stay healthy and active over the years?
Mm, laziness.
Okay.
um, really just yourself, honestly. Now sometimes time, especially when I was working full time as an elementary principal, that's a very rewarding and fulfilling job, but also very stressful, very demanding. And sometimes time was a factor. There was a period of time when, the only workout time I really had was like 4 o'clock in the morning. And that was certainly a huge challenge. Now, not so much. It's more literally just mindset of being determined I'm going to be consistent and do it. I'm going to take this 30 minutes out of 24 hours in a day, and do that. So it is, being able to be, working an online business, my schedule is so much more flexible. If I get a break at 11 o'clock, I can work out, or at 2 o'clock, I can work out, versus having to fit it in around a work schedule. But I would definitely say mindset has probably been the biggest challenge.
And I think that's the same for many people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're really busy,
Mhm.
enjoying your work, but you have lots of time for fun. So what do you do during those times when you're not working?
Well, part of I love to be outside. My husband and I, his name is Todd, we are outdoor people. We went and floated the Buffalo National River on Friday. We love to hike. We love the lake, the beach. We love our back porch. We love to be outside. So those are the things that we enjoy most, that we do for fun. In fact, he has a deer camp area, and we have a little ranger, and I think next weekend we may take the ranger and just do some trail rides, just those things that are, I feel like being outside, just gosh, it's therapeutic, especially if I can be near water. Like I said, the lake, the river, the ocean, those are my free therapy places.
Mm.
But we just really enjoy that. We even, like I say, being outdoors on our back porch, we love that. So if I can be outside, and even being able to work outside, I work outside on my back porch often. And that just, it's very rejuvenating. It recharges me. Those are the things that we enjoy. We walk in our neighborhood quite a bit. We started adding rucking to our exercise regimen a little bit too, which is basically just wearing a weighted vest. But there's all kinds of research for how beneficial that can be for as we age. So even those things where we're kind of enjoying a little bit of activity and exercise, but at the same time getting to be outside.
Okay. So one of the key markers of longevity is having a purpose in life. So what would you say is your purpose? What gets you out of bed in the morning with enthusiasm and excitement?
I really thought about this question. Obviously family, because I think we would all say our family gets us out of bed every day. But
Mm-hmm.
as cliche as it sounds, Jody, I just, I, I want, I just kind of want to make a difference in the world in some small way, to make the world a better place, a happier place. I want to help people. I love that piece of me as an educator. That was always one of my favorite things, helping students, helping teachers. I love the coaching and onboarding part of my business, to where I can help someone else, um, financially, even, in this business, and teaching them the strategies behind this business. I knew nothing about that when I started this, and it's been just such a joy for me to soak that up and learn that, and then hopefully share that with other people. But I love helping people. I love making a difference in the world. As cliche as that sounds, I really do want to help people, whether it's help them look better, whether it's help them feel better, whether it's just be a bright spot in somebody's day where I can say, you look beautiful today, or you bring joy to the world. And I don't know, that probably sounds very cliche, but that is what gets me out of bed in the morning, is hoping that there can be somebody that I can help and maybe make the world a little brighter place today.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Okay, so anyone listening out there is interested in this. How would they contact you or connect with you?
Social media is probably the easiest, and we had mentioned offline before we started about how I had so many long names. Tami, my maiden name is Ryder, Rider. So I left that on there because I love connecting with people or reconnecting with people. And so anyone from my, days when I was still my maiden name, I left that. And then I was married for 27 years. My last name was Burcham. And that is the last name of my children. And that's, probably 25 years of my, no, 20 years of my career, I was a Burcham. And so as a teacher, I wanted students to be able to find me, when I had been their teacher, using that last name. And then I remarried 7 years ago. My last name now is Edwards. So all of those long names are on there, but they all have, that particular meaning. So social media is the easiest. I don't mind to share my phone number or email, whatever I need to do, but I'm easy to find on social media for sure.
Okay, so I will make sure to put your social media information in the show notes
Sure.
so that people can contact you. So any closing comments, like what advice would you give to anyone out there listening who, is getting older and they want to preserve their health and their longevity?
Just do something. Do something, whatever it is, whether it's drink an extra glass of water, park at the far end of the parking lot so that you can walk, take the stairs, some of those just generic type things, or buy a 5-pound set of weights and just do something. Just do something that makes you feel good, makes you feel better about yourself. invest in yourself. It could be skincare. I'm feeling wrinkly. Just do something that makes you feel like you're on the right path to being healthier or living longer, feeling better, looking better. Those things. Here's how I feel about that, honestly. If you look and feel your best, no matter what it is, internally, externally. I have always said I'm going to fight old age with everything that I've got, not because I mind being old, but I don't want to look old. I don't want to act old. I don't want to feel old. But if we look and feel our very best, whatever that is, I just feel like we have so much more when we walk out the door that we can give back to somebody else, because if we're not feeling good ourselves, we're consumed with that, and it puts us in a different frame of mind when we're interacting with people.
That is great advice. So thank you very much, Tami. This was really informational and great subject that we talked about. So maybe we'll have to have you back on, maybe say 6 months or something, to see how you're progressing.
I would love that so much. And I just appreciate you asking me. I feel like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, you get to do a podcast. You're like a rock star. And I love that you have this. I love that we have connected. I think you are one of those bright spots in the world. And I just really enjoy that. So thank you so much for asking me and having me.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You bet. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for listening. This is Dodie from Deliberate Aging. Until next time, be well, friends. This podcast is presented solely for informational and educational purposes only. Use of information from this podcast is at the user's own risk. It is not intended as a substitute for the advice of your physician or other qualified professional. We are not responsible for any losses, damages, or liabilities that may arise from use of this podcast.